Hi, I'm Eduardo Neret for Campus Reform. Today we're at Harvard University asking students about a recent trend on colleges and universities to scrub their campuses of history. We've seen campuses change the names of buildings, remove statues, so we're here to find out if students agree with that trend and if they agree it should be applied to their own campus with the Harvard Kennedy School of Government. All right, so there's been a trend on campuses to change building names, remove statues that reference either current figures in current events or historical figures who may not share the same views of the student body. Some examples of this are like Thomas Jefferson. There have been attempts to remove statues of him across the country. There was a school in Georgia that tried to remove a building name that was after Clarence Thomas. So what do you think about that movement? Do you think it's appropriate to change the names of buildings, statues to sort of fit the current views of the student population?
I feel like I'm for it.
Give me some reasons why you think it's the right move.
Because, I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely agree because these schools market their names through their inclusivity.
I think it's an excellent idea.
A diverse group of people should be represented in any institution.
It's like we're normalizing hate, we're normalizing, sexism and racism.
I mean, I think it's important to not let money speak louder than our values, so I definitely support changing names of, unpopular people.
And if the student body doesn't feel comfortable with the names of these alum or people, the buildings' names should definitely be changed.
Culture's always changing, so it's always appropriate to, reevaluate the stuff that we're seeing every single day.
Like, on one hand, yes, it does have historical significance, but when you have a whole new generation of students and some of those students might feel hurt by the memories these figures hold.
History is not always good, and we don't always need to commemorate people just because they have a big part in history.
Because someone is important or has contributed to the history of a country, I don't think that's particularly a very strong argument to keeping something honoring basically their legacy.
Obviously, it's, up to the students.
Is there a standard, or is it just sort of up to the popular opinion of students? Is there a line that needs to be crossed kind of historically, or is it just if the students don't feel it's appropriate, then that's how it should go?
I don't know if I alone can answer that question.
I think if the university stands behind certain values but continues to have the names of people such as slave owners or people with sexual assault allegations against them on the faces of buildings, I don't think that's right.
Well, right here at Harvard, the Harvard Kennedy School of Government, while Kennedy was beloved by both political parties, but now in light of the Me Too movement, there have been some revelations about his sexual relationship with White House staffers, White House interns. People have kind of looked back and looked at Kennedy and said, well, he was a womanizer himself. Would you be in favor of renaming the Harvard Kennedy School?
I don't know. I feel like that's still too imprecise.
Ooh, I'm not sure. That's a hard question to answer on the spot.
That's a tricky one. I think with that, we probably have bigger issues to worry about.
So I'm not going to answer that specific question because I don't know where my stance is on this.
I also don't really have a straight answer.
JFK also did a lot of great things for our country.
At his time, what other people were also doing and what was more acceptable.
That was in a different time on things that we are now focusing on now.
Okay, so in that case, I feel you have to kind of separate political and personal. I'm not saying he's a necessarily good person, but if he was a good president, then you have to take that into consideration.
I think there's a difference between being a womanizer and having sexual assault allegations against you and theing something overtly illegal.
I'm all for holding everybody accountable.
I would totally support changing the name because of that reason, and also there's also many other people that should be celebrated, so I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, I think so because that's an obvious example of something that is inappropriate.
How's it going? I'm Eduardo Neret with Campus Reform. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to subscribe to get our latest content, click right here. If you're interested in joining our team as a correspondent or an investigator, click there. And if you want to donate to make sure we can create more great content like this, click right here.